All right, hello and welcome everybody. J-Man here back for another reaction. So we are continuing that journey down from Wishes to Eternity, the live remastered HD version of the concert. And we're going to be doing Wanderlust this time. So just real briefly, I did want to say something. Thank you everybody for keeping the comments for the most part civil on YouTube. Now that we're back in the Tarja era. Haven't been a couple of little scrapes going on the Tarja floor thing, but thank you so much for keeping things for the most part civil there. I appreciate that. The other thing was that there've been a couple of comments about the times that I've talked a little bit of politics and religion. Just understand that if I'm saying something and you don't agree with it, I'm not saying that I'm right and you're wrong. Understand that my opinions on things are my opinions, and I don't force my opinions on anybody else. So, if me simply stating my opinion offends you, that's on you. I can't do anything about that. But if for any reason you're thinking that my opinions are right and yours are wrong because I say I have opinion X and yours is opinion Y, please understand that's not the case. I respect everybody's right to hold their own opinions and believe what they believe. And I did want to say that, while I do say that I am liberal, that doesn't fully define me. And if you really want to know my opinion on things, don't assume that just because I'm liberal that I have this opinion on this topic. My opinions are very diverse. If you really had to put me into any sort of a bucket politically, I'm probably more of a centrist, more of a moderate than either of the two full-on conservative or liberal. I'm more liberal when it comes to social things. I lean a little conservative when it comes to fiscal stuff. So, yeah, so for the people that have commented, about me saying that I'm liberal or whatever, if you want to know my opinion on it, don't assume that because I said I'm liberal, my opinion is X. Ask me about it. Ask me about it in the comments. Send me an email if you want. Definitely we can have a conversation on email, and I'd be more than happy to fully explain and develop my concepts and my ideas on everything for you. But anyways, so that said, exactly, Born. All right, so with that said, let's go ahead. Let's jump back into the music. So we've got Nightwish, Wanderlust from the From Wishes to Eternity concert. Let's get it.
The next song, I want you to sing with me, Wanderlust.
Yuka working it back there. Is this like a breakdown or the song keeps going, right? I'm seeing more. What the? Okay, that was weird. When they stopped playing the first time, I was like, "Is that the end of the song?" And then here it was like, "Yeah, I think that was." So, all right, two in one songs. Is it kind of like a blends into each other kind of a thing? But anyway, so yeah, that was another one to me. I like the music part. I like the riff. Second half of the song, when it got a little grimier, a little dirtier, I definitely liked that groove. Um, I'm liking that we're getting more definition with the bass and the drums in the remastered version here. So definitely sounded good. Overall, the song with vocals and stuff like that, yeah, I'm kind of iffy on this one again. Um, I think that so here's where I'm really coming from, and I thought about this last night, and especially as I was reading some of the comments. Um, I absolutely get for those of you that have been fans of Nightwish like from the beginning. I can imagine how when this band came out, they were probably different from a lot of things that were going on. I don't know the music scene over there in Europe at the time, um, or anything like that. I don't profess to know that, but I can definitely see how if you were a fan from the get go, that Tarja is what you identify Nightwish with, and I can certainly understand how certain songs that Floor will cover, you would favor the Tarja version of it. Um, to me, I just feel like um, Tarja, she does what she does really well. But here's the thing: while I do say that I like a wide variety of music, and I listen to like some classical music. When I talk classical music, I'm talking um, just musical compositions, not anything with lyrics. I'm not a big fan of like just classical singing. So this classical type of singing that Tarja does, I'm not one that would sit and listen to a classical singer. That's never really been my thing. So that's probably why Tarja just doesn't resonate with me as much. Um, I when we talk about when we talk about vocalists, um, I am much more of a fan of a person that can um, bring different textures, bring different sounds. Um, I feel like, and somebody else kind of had hit on this in comments, that uh, I think I get more emotion out of artists that vary their tone and things like that than like this purely classical style of singing. I'm not getting near as much emotion out of Tarja that I get out of Floor, or that I get out of Kelly Clarkson or Pink, or you know, again, people are gonna knock me for the names of artists that I come up with. Grace Slick or Ann Wilson or any of the great female vocalists over time for me, the ones that I put into that great vocalist. Um, Tarja does what she does well, and she's rock solid at it. I'm not at all dissing Tarja as a vocalist. I just don't feel that her style is my favorite style. So there we go. Cat's out of the bag. Um, you know, like I said, as it stands right now, I think I'm much more likely to prefer a Floor version of a song over a Tarja version of a song because Floor mixes it up, and I feel emotionality from Floor way more than I feel from Tarja. I've not yet once had a Goosey's feeling from Tarja, but again, that's because that classical style of singing has just never done it for me. And it's not a knock on her, and it's not a knock on classical singing. It's not a knock on Tarja. It's just, it's my preference. Yeah, Cyber Jarl. I mean, like I said, it's not, and I don't think that I'm necessarily spoiled by Floor. Floor is, to me, the greatest female vocalist on the planet that I've heard it to this point. Um, so anybody, I think Floor could go sing a Kelly Clarkson song that means a ton to me, and she could impress me with that. And Kelly's right up there on my list. And some of you may not agree with that in terms of Kelly, but I feel like she could probably do a Pink song. She could do Grace Slick. I bet she could do a killer Grace Slick song. Um, and to me, that makes her that top shelf vocalist for me. Um, and again, that's not detracting from Tarja. I'm not in any way saying I don't like Tarja. I'm just saying I think there are a lot of artists that I would prefer more than Tarja's style of singing. I'm not talking just Nightwish here. I'm talking in general. Um, at work, but tuning in for a bit. Picadorn, how's it going? So, there we go. Cat's out of the bag. I've probably pissed off some Tarja fans. If I did, I'm sorry for that. Um, but understand, I'm not putting this in a Floor versus Tarja. I'm putting it in a vocalist versus vocalist kind of a category. Um, and like I said, I mean, there are plenty of other female vocalists that I think I would prefer singing a certain song over Tarja just because the straight classical style of singing is just not really my favorite. All right. So, with that said, again, I like this song, and I think that it was the composition of the song was cool, but as far as Tarja's vocals, it didn't knock me on my it didn't knock me on my ass. It didn't blow my socks off or anything like that. It kind of sounds like what Tarja does. Tarja does that on most songs. She's gone a couple of times down into a lower register, and I like that. She's mixing it up a little bit. But really, just in general, you know, I would probably prefer other vocalists over Tarja because she's in a category that's not my favorite thing. So there we go. All right, YouTube, thanks for joining. Hope you guys are enjoying. We'll be right back for another reaction here to the next song in the concert. And I hope you guys are having a good night. Hope you're being safe out there, taking care of yourselves. Everybody be good. Peace.